Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. We're back in the courtroom. Let's head on right into it. No delay. Hope everyone's doing good today. Hello. Oh, things are really shaking up. We're in a testimony. I only carried 4 passengers that night. I swear it, but, well, I for one was told I had to pay 5 pence for the bus. He fiddled us on the fare, he did, and then I saw that blood-curdling sight as well. It's all too much. Oh, I tell you, I saw McGilded stabbing that man. Everything I said before stands. Oh, yes, he stabbed him. Yes, he did. I think so, yes. Counsel, make sense of this for me, please. The phantom 5th passenger conjured into existence by my learned English friend never existed. The confusion has arisen from the coachman's sly little cousinage. Beppo, explain yourself. I'm terribly sorry, Guildmaster. The guild fare is 4 pence across the board. You know that. Am I to understand that you've been overcharging our passengers by a penny a fare? It's so cold, and the last run of the day is always half empty. You have been dishonest, coachman. So there wasn't a 5th person? Or 4th person? How many people? 1, 2, 3... Yeah, 5th. There wasn't a 5th person? Sorry. You're a disgrace, Beppo. A disgrace. And your selfish actions have brought dishonor on the entire guild. If I may, sir, I had to pay 10 pence on the bus just last week. Way to ignite a fire first. What?
4 passengers at 5 pence each is yes, 20 pence. I've done the arithmetic 10 times already, but I just can't make the results come out differently.
No, that figures. Well, it would appear that one of the aforementioned misgivings has already been explained. So, counsel for the defense, your cross-examination, if you please.
Hey, James Edward! Thank you for the follow! Welcome on in! Hope you're doing good. How are you today? Welcome.
Your cross-examination, if you please. We've already had the pleasure of a protracted summation examination today. I see you intend to continue the parlor games. Yep. That's my jab. Absolutely. Cross-examination. I only carried 4 passengers that night, I swear it, but, the life for one was told I had to pay 5 pence for the bus. He fiddled us in the fare, he did, and then I saw that blood-curdling sight as well. It's all too much. Alright, let's talk about that. This blood-curdling sight. You mean the murder, I presume? Yes, sir. A loathsome sight. No one should have to witness the horror in the eyes of a man the moment his life is taken. Oh, well, not exactly, sir. I mean, I didn't actually see the exact moment the gent was stabbed. Good gracious. Really? We have another witness who did, however. The banker has already testified to it. But Mr. First didn't actually see the point at which the victim was killed. That may turn out to be very significant. I heard the banker jet next to me take a sharp intake of breath, see? That's why I looked through the glass. Okay. That's what I saw, that horrible blade poking out from his belly, all covered in blood. Every time I see a knife now, I can't help screaming, even when I'm eating. Oh, I tell you, I saw McGilded stabbing that man. Everything I said before stands. Okay. Yes, he stabbed him, yes he did. I think so, yes. What do you mean you think so? Earlier, you testified you saw the moment when the defendant allegedly stabbed the victim, didn't you? Oh, yes, that's right. You said that the victim was on the floor and described the assailant holding the knife in an ice pick grip. I suppose. I might have, yes. Put the cart before the horse, maybe. What's this? Well, I'm quite sure about most of it. I was driving with the horses when I heard a scream from the seats on the roof deck. Oh, I expect that was me, sir. Then when I turned around, yes, I saw it through the skylight. The gentleman was on the floor and the knife was sticking up out of his midriff. That's right, yes, and the fellow holding the handle was a famous man, yes. So in short, you didn't see the moment when the victim was actually stabbed at all. I really thought that I did, but when I go over it again in my head... No, I suppose I didn't actually see the... Oh! Okay, so we don't have to... There is a sound cue and an exclamation point when we need to look around and pursue. Got it. That's right. I remember now. I got it. Noted. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. Let me finish reading the line. No, I suppose I didn't actually see the precise moment of the stabbing, did I? Okay, buddy, what is going on?
Excuse me.
Excuse me, are you okay? Do you have something to say about that, Mr. Fairplay? Now you listen to me. I know what you're thinking. He didn't really see the exact moment the fellow was stabbed. What are the chances of that? Eh? Are you asking me or telling me? He's getting flustered. I might be able to extract some new information from him if I answer him cleverly. Could he have just happened to see the exact moment the crime was committed? Some days are like that. That's so funny. I love the little commentary. Yeah, some days are like that. Well, it is a little hard to believe, certainly. Unless you spend your time peeping through a skylight in the top of an omnibus, that is. Peeping? I'm a respectable city banker, have you know. And I know what I saw. I remember it as clear as a Ballarat day. It was a grim scene, I don't mind telling you. Okay. Go ahead. Thank you, Mr. Fairplay. Oh, excuse me if I was getting a little hot on the color there, my lord. I would ask you to supplement your testimony with a clear statement about what exactly you saw. Oh, I can do that all right. I'll tell you just how grim it was. Okay. Do you think I'd forget the sight of those blood-soaked hands after that butcher stabbed the man? Blood-soaked hands? Wasn't he wearing gloves? Oh.
Objection.
My key got stuck. Blood-soaked hands? Well, I admit that soaked might be laying it on a little thick, but anyway, there was definitely blood all over them. Both of them were covered in it. Well, I'm very sorry to disagree, Mr. Fairplay, but that's more than a little peculiar. What? Here are the gloves worn by the defendant, Mr. McGilded, on the night in question. Oh, yes, right. And there certainly does appear to be a sizable dark-colored stain there. It's also hard to tell it's blood. But as I'm sure you can clearly see, it's only on the right-hand glove. Oh yeah, that too. In short, Mr. Fairplay, your testimony is inconsistent. Gah! But no, that can't be right.
So you're the liar here, then?
Gah. That's right, you were quite clear about it. You said it was both hands. Gah. Mr. Fairplay, if your last statement was a lie, it calls your entire testimony into question. Sorry, I beatboxed. You say you saw the moment the victim was stabbed, but is that really the truth? Well,
Objection!
It was a simple mistake. You can't justify accusing this man of lying. Yes, it was in both hands, but it was only one. But the fact remains. But he said he remembered it clear as day. Oh, okay. Okay, wait. That pose is saucy. The victim's blood was on the accused.
Objection!
No, Mr. Fairplay categorically stated that he saw blood all over both hands. Which means there's a strong possibility that this witness was deliberately trying to mislead the court. Why, I'm a city banker, for pity's sake. My word should be the gold standard. I'm a gentleman, not some gutter snipe. Upstanding members of society don't prevaricate. He's claiming to have no reason to lie. But is that really the case?
Mr. Naruhodo, if we had some evidence to explain why Mr. Fairplay might be lying, it could turn the tide in this trial completely.
Something to show this man has compelling reason to lie in his testimony. Oh, yes, his notes. He wanted to blame, McGilded. My lord. He has, what was it? He owes him something. In the ledger. Yeah, he's a debtor. Yes. Yes, counsel. The defense is ready to present evidence. By Jove, are you sure? Yes, evidence that will clearly demonstrate why Mr. Fairplay had reason to lie in his testimony. Very well. I hereby call on the defense to present its evidence. The evidence that demonstrates a motive for the witness's alleged deception of the court. Boom!
Take that!
This is a list of the debtors who owe money to Mr. McGilded. Yes, a list of innocent victims crippled by the accused's extortion. The point is, among the names of these debtors is your name, Mr. Bruce Fairplay. What? Mr. Fairplay, are you currently indebted financially to the accused? No, well, it's barely worthy of being called a debt. According to this ledger, you owe 20 guineas. Not an inconsiderable sum of money, wouldn't you say? Well, what of it? Let's suppose Mr. McGilded were to be found guilty of murder. What would become of your debt in that case? These documents state that the loan agreement is forged between two individual parties. Therefore, we, the creditor... Oh, therefore... No, we're not the creditor. Therefore, were the creditor, the defendant here, to be sentenced to a capital punishment... Yeah, the loan would be gone. Yeah, the debt, not the loan. All outstanding debts which were owed to him would be annulled. They would cease to exist.
Cease to exist?
Mr. Fairplay, is it not the case that you claimed in your testimony to have seen something you never in fact saw, in a devious attempt to annul your debt of 20 guineas to the defendant? Order! 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 Mr. Bruce Fairplay. Yes, my lord. Let me ask you again. And be aware that your answer may have most serious implications upon your future, sir. Did you, or did you not, see the precise moment in time at which the defendant is alleged to have thrust a knife into the victim? Oh, he's crashing out. Your silence speaks volumes. You did not tell the truth in your testimony. Alright, now let's not make a melodrama of this. Perhaps I did overstate the truth a pinch. A pinch? But it makes no difference. I definitely remember seeing blood on McGilden's hands, both of them.
Objection!
And yet, only one of the defendant's gloves, which we have here as evidence, is stained.
So you keep saying.
I wonder if I might be allowed to speak, sir?
Go ahead, Mr. First.
Well, the thing is, I think I remember seeing it myself, as it happens.
Seeing what?
The blood, sir, on the assailant's hands. I think, yes. I'm almost sure that it was on both of his hands, not just one. So it was another person who did it.
What? What? It would appear that we're going to need further testimony from all of you witnesses. This time, I would like to know precisely what you did and what you did not see. Do I make myself perfectly clear? Yes.
Mr. Naruhodo, this is good news. The course of the trial seems to have shifted slightly at last.
Yes. I might finally have a chance to turn things around here. Witness testimony. What the witnesses really saw. There was blood on both hands of the assailant. I sincerely and distinctly remember that. However, I suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired, if that matters. I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both the attacker's hands with blood on them. I didn't actually see anything myself. No, not until I heard that scream. Anyway, the fact remains there can't have been anyone else inside the carriage, or we all would have seen. Well, lo and behold. In truth of fact, not one of you was witness to the crucial moment the crime was perpetrated. I apologize, my lord, but honestly, there was no one else inside that carriage, and the man's hands were covered in blood. That much incriminating evidence is tantamount to say we saw the man do it. No, I can't see his hands. I was wondering, what if his hands were the ones covered in blood, but can't see his hands in that photo. That's really not what testimony is about. Let us examine the interior of the omnibus once more. The victim's fresh blood is clearly visible on the seat, corroborating the witness's accounts. In other words, there is no substantial nor significant change in the facts of the case. Very well. Your cross-examination, please, counsel. Yes, my lord. I love that graphic so much. It's so cool. There was blood on both hands of the assailant. I sincerely and distinctly remember that. However, I suppose you might say I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired, if that matters. It does, but let's keep going. I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both
the attacker's hands with blood on them.
Hold it!
You definitely saw that too. Blood on both hands? Yes, sir. I mean, I know what you're going to say. Only one of Mr. McGilder's gloves has any signs of blood on it.
That's right.
The thing is, as far as I remember, sir, when I looked down and saw Mr. McGilder sitting beside the other fellow, I don't believe he was wearing any gloves, sir.
He wasn't wearing these gloves?
That's correct, sir. And I saw the blood on both his bare hands quite clearly.
Interesting, okay. Sure that the dark-colored stain on the dark leather gloves wouldn't have been easy to see. I should point out that the police officer who apprehended the accused on the night in question reported that there was no trace of blood on Mr. McGilder's gloved hands. There wasn't blood on his hands? I'm surprised he shared that information. This is weird. This is puzzling indeed. This must be significant somehow. I'm sure of it. I didn't actually see anything myself, not until I heard that scream. Anyway, the fact remains there can't have been anyone else inside the carriage, or we all would have seen. But what if they were hiding in the undercarriage? Or undercarriage? Below the seat. And everything you saw of the incident was through the skylight of the roof of the omnibus. That's right. It was fiercely cold that night, but the glass wasn't frosted over.
Oh yes, I remember. I was shivering, it was so bitter.
Which rather begs the question of why the pair of you were sitting on the roof deck in the first place. Well, I don't know about this young fellow, but I couldn't enter the cabin. Oh? Well, why not? It was locked from the inside. I tried knocking, but no one opened the door. It was locked? That's right. And it's a public bus service, for pity's sake. That's not what I call fair play.
Yes, I had exactly the same experience. I tried knocking, but the gent inside just gestured at me to clear off. So I had no choice but to climb up the roof deck and look down longingly into the warm cabin below. That's so sad. Well, I can assure you I wasn't just looking down, I was glaring long and hard. And that's precisely what I can tell you, boy, with absolute confidence. That if there was anyone else at all in the cabin, I would have noticed. Unequivocal, I would say. I'm not sure about these two witnesses. Could they have really seen everything inside the cabin through the skylight? They might not have been able to. Allow me to confirm one thing, Mr. Fairplay. You were riding this omnibus and witnessed the events in the cabin through the skylight in the floor of the upper deck. Is that right? That's right, yes. In that case, there is a portion of the cabin interior that would have been out of sight from you. What? By golly, really? Obviously, at this stage, we can't say for sure. But the possibility cannot be denied. That at the time of the incident, there could have been another passenger in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus.
Objection!
Enough hypothetical meandering, my Nipponese friend. The prosecution demands that you substantiate your claims. After all, the scene of the crime is here, in the flesh. Very well. I will uphold the prosecution's demand. You will identify the area on this cross-sectional plan of the omnibus. Where exactly in the omnibus are you suggesting that this potential extra passenger could have been situated? Oh, in the, under here, right? Obviously this is the correct way to go, because they wouldn't have this graphic otherwise. But it was under this seat, right? Pretty sure.
Take that!
Yes. Both rows of seats on the roof face... Oh! Just the seat in general!
That's right, because he was. They keep saying he was sitting next to him. There could have been someone. Got it. Face in the direction of travel. Oh, I didn't even realize. I thought it was like somebody hiding under. Oh, they couldn't see the other side because they were looking. Got it. Whereas the seats in the enclosed cabin face each other. Which means. And I was so confused. I'm like, why does everyone keep saying he was sitting beside him? I thought he was sitting opposite to him. But no. Which means. Which he might have been, and the actual killer was sitting beside him. The visible part of the cabin, which passengers on the roof deck can see through the skylight, is as I've drawn here. Oh. That's right, my lord. As you can see, the seat opposite the one on which the victim and his attacker were sitting is obscured from view. That means Beppo's covering up. In other words, if someone had been sitting on that seat, it's quite possible that these witnesses would have been completely unaware of it.
Objection!
It's quite possible some phantom was sitting there. Iblis have a forbidding habit of obscuring the truth with ambiguity. I concur with the prosecution's rejoinder. In a British court of law, evidence is paramount. I cannot entertain this conjecture, counsel. That is, unless you're able to put a name to this mysterious passenger to whom you allude. Okay, so it was McGilded, because we don't have anybody else right now. It had to be McGilded sitting, because I swore someone said he was sitting opposite. Can you, Mr. Naruhodo? I honestly don't know. Who could it have been? Who could have been in the other seat, which was out of sight from the witnesses on the roof deck? I do know. I think I know. Because they keep saying the one beside him killed him. I understand, my lord. The defense would like to put forward a name. You are a fool. That response was a desperate attempt by a man who has no notion of his own limitations. A toast to hard lessons not yet learnt. Let us not delay, counsel. The defense is still to name the passenger in the other seat. This could be it. This could be the chance I've been waiting for to turn the trial in my favor. On that night, on the night of the murder, the person occupying the seat in the omnibus cabin that was obscured from view was McGilded.
Take that!
The passenger in the enclosed cabin that the witnesses on the roof deck failed to see has to have been Mr. Magnus McGilded. Mr. McGilded? What are you talking about, counsel? That's the name of the defendant.
Objection!
That was cool. If I desecrate this chamber by smashing my hallowed chalice, do forgive the discourtesy. Lord Van Zeeks. People talk of those tiny island nations in the Far East as having a learning and culture of their own. But I see they use the terms ill-advisedly. This guy sucks. What are you trying to say? Let me explain in terms that even a student of an artless backwater such as yourself might understand. Oh my god, he's the worst. I hate this guy. When the bloody scene unfolded, the victim and his assailant were sitting side by side. Multiple witnesses have attested to the fact. It's the very premise on which this case is built.
Objection!
Sure. But that premise may be wrong. What? Wait. What? What do you mean, may be wrong? I thought he was gonna go, yeah, precisely. So there was another person.
What? If the victim really was sitting beside Mr. McGilded...
Or did he say Hold on. Did he say killer, or did he say the defendant?
Yeah. No, he said assailant.
Ryu. It creates an inconsistency that can't be reconciled in any way. What inconsistency, counsel? The defendant's gloves, my lord. Both witnesses made the same testimony. They claimed that there was blood on both hands of the person sitting next to the victim.
Objection!
Yet we know the truth to be otherwise. Only one glove bears the gore remains.
Objection!
The point is, even in the face of this irrefutable evidence, both witnesses have maintained their stance. Yes, their testimony remains unchanged. Exactly. They both adamantly swear that they clearly remember seeing blood on both hands of the assailant. In short, their memory of events is correct, and their testimony reveals the truth. It was somebody else sitting beside the victim that night. A third party we have yet to identify. Yeah, exactly. So why'd you... And the victim's blood was on that passenger's hands. Both of them.
Objection!
And who was this third party? I don't know. Obviously, the true culprit. Obviously. Extraordinary. Order. Order! Order! What exactly are you postulating?
Objection!
The defense's postulation is just that. Nothing more than conjecture. The witnesses have clearly stated that they saw the accused.
Objection!
But when elaborating on his testimony, Mr. Fairplay said, the two of them were wearing hats and I couldn't exactly make out their faces. Yes. The tops of their heads was obscured by the roof. I could see the rest of them, though. Okay, then describe what they were wearing.
Yes, that's right. Both gents were most certainly hatted.
Hatters do tend to notice such things, sir. Oops. And what particular styles of hat did the two gentlemen sport, Mr. First?
I'm afraid I don't remember.
And you call yourself a hatter? The style of hat makes no difference. There was no third passenger in that cabin. How can you be sure? Oh, you know what doesn't help? Obviously, they're not going to introduce the third person this late. I'm not feeling it's Beppo. I'm suspicious of him. They're all wearing hats, though, so it could have been anyone. Every one of them's wearing hats. So, oh yeah, they had a hat. Doesn't help when everyone here has a hat. Because if there had been, the accused, Mr. McGilded, would undoubtedly have offered to depose that fact. He was sleeping, though. He was EP. Unless he knows who the killer is. Unless that is, you're proposing an even more preposterous explanation. That the accused failed even to notice the presence of the true culprit in the very cabin in which he traveled. Yeah. He's right. If there was another person traveling in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus, it's inconceivable that Mr. McGilded would have been unaware of it. Unless it's someone he knows. Order. There is clearly a simple solution to this problem. Bring the accused, Mr. McGilded, to the stand. Well, what say you, counsel? Yeah, sure. The prosecution objects, my lord. Excuse me? On what grounds? As a suspect, he will have already made a full statement to the police.
But what if there's some reason why he's unable to speak freely?
Oh, he definitely knows who it was.
Magnus McGilded is no uneducated ruffian.
If it turns out the man has been withholding information, you could be sure it will have been a most deliberate act. Counsel for the defense, what is your opinion? My lord?
Should we ask Mr. McGilded to testify or not?
Leave well alone. I feel like that'd go bad, but we'll save just in case. Yes, we need to hear what he has to say in order to find out the truth. The defense would like to call Mr. McGilded to the stand. In that case, I would like to hear the opinion of the jury. Yes, I need a little time to consider this.
If you ask me, I think we should hear what Mr. McGilded has to say.
Get that man out here, I say.
Oh, it would be utterly illogical not to hear his testimony.
When something needs doing, get it done. That's how I run things at the guild.
Oh, hearing what the patron of my favourite little park has to say? Oh yes, that would be lovely.
Yes, the jury says the man must be heard. Very well. The court will hear the defendant's testimony. Bailiff, show the defendant to the stand at once. Here we go. Now, maybe what actually happened that night will finally come clear. Let proceedings be resumed. Mr. McGilded, have you been listening to the discourse of the day? To be sure I have, my lord. There are not two matters on which the court desires to hear from you. The first is whether or not there was a third party with you in the omnibus cabin as proposed by the defense. The second is that if such a person was indeed present, why did you conceal that fact from the police? But God, no. It is not my nature to hide anything at all. And just answer the questions, please. The truth of the matter is, I've been desperate about this for a long time. Do I tell you all, or keep me mouth shut? Tell us what, Mr. McGilded? The fine fellow representing me is absolutely right. In the carriage on the night with myself and the other man, there was another passenger. It's true? Aye, and 'twas me who helped the little urchin get away after it all happened. You... What? No, Magnus McGilded, that convenient excuse can't save you now. Oh, I'm truly sorry. So I am Lord Van Zix. Oh, I'm sure you'll be wanting to know why I said nothing when I was taken in by the police. Oh, I do be having a very good reason, I'll assure you. Which was? Well, the little child was just in the wrong place at the wrong time and not in any way involved, you see. What? Wait, it's a child? If the police had known the wee bod was there, they'd have assumed she'd done it. They'd have hauled her into this here courtroom just like myself. It's a girl? I was only trying to spare her that. Young hearts and young minds are easily damaged, my lord. And who was this young child of whom you speak? So is she the killer or not? That, I don't know. You don't know. Oi, well, the wee thing just happened to be in the carriage that night. I never saw her before or since.
Objection!
We have absolutely no reason to believe this man. The prosecution calls for the witnesses' statements to be discarded by the court. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if the urchin isn't here in this courtroom as we speak, listening to the proceedings. What? Oh! Fire! There's a fire! Look, someone's trying to get away! After them, it's no use. We can't see anything through all this smoke. What is going on? What the hell?
Be careful, Mr. Naruhodo. Cover your face.
Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus. I hereby call an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom. What the hell? We were hurriedly removed from the smoke-filled courtroom by the bailiff. Amid scenes of chaos as people stumbled over one another in their desperation to flee the chamber, we had no idea what was happening. All we knew was that for the time being, the trial was suspended. Whoa. Oh, that's cool. I love how the storytelling is with this game. I love how it all beautifully flows into each other. Like, everything's connected. 18th February, 12:52 p.m. The Old Bailey. Defendant's antechamber. What on earth just happened in there?
Mr. Naruhodo, I've managed to find out what happened.
Miss Susato.
I was told it was an advanced form of smoke grenade. A type of exploding device that releases smoke.
Smoke grenade? It sounds like the sort of thing ninjas use.
They're just making sure everything is safe now. I think the trial will start again before long.
But who would have done something like that?
The police managed to catch someone who was trying to flee the courtroom, apparently.
Flee the courtroom? Why?
Well, it's a young girl from around 15, I hear.
A young girl? And could it be the other passenger that Mr. McGilded was just talking about?
My thoughts exactly.
So he wasn't lying. Oh, what's become of Mr. McGilded, actually? There's so many things I need to ask him about. But he's not here.
I think he was summoned to the prosecutor's antechamber to answer a few questions. Along with the young girl.
Who is she, I wonder? And what was she even doing here at the trial? She was taking a huge risk, and for what possible benefit to herself? Is she even the one that's guilty?
There's another matter that's troubling me.
What's that?
The 20 pence.
Hmm? Oh, so she didn't pay.
According to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 4 passengers that night at a fare of 5 pence each. That comes to a total of 20 pence exactly.
But now it seems there were in fact 5 passengers.
Which means the figures don't seem to add up again.
She's right. It is strange. Counsel for the defense, kindly proceed into the courtroom. The trial will recommence in 5 minutes. Oh, thank you, officer. We'll go in straight away.
Well, whoever she is, I imagine this young girl will be asked to take the stand and testify now. I really can't imagine what she's going to say, but it could alter the whole direction of the trial.
We'll know soon enough, Miss Susato.
Yes.
1 p.m. Oh, that's her?
There's the young girl next to Mr. McGilded. Look. She must have been the one who caused the disturbance before.
Well, after that rather eventful recess, the court will now resume the trial of Mr. Magnus McGilded. Now then, Lord Van Zeeks.
My lord.
I believe you have established the cause of the smoke which veiled proceedings earlier.
It seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade, of the sort typically employed by the army.
Good gracious. The army? What in the devil's name?
It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery, but she was caught. And now occupies the stand.
Way to give yourself away. Your name, girl? Are you responsible for the smoke grenade which induced such pandemonium here in my courtroom? What is the meaning of this deplorable behavior?
If I may, my lord.
Yes, Mr. McGilded. I think perhaps I ought to explain here why it is that this wee lass was here in the first place, and why she tried to bolt it like that. It is all tied up with the events of that night, so it is. Very well. Mr. McGilded, give your testimony. You will explain to the court exactly how this young woman is involved in the case. Just what did happen that night? It's not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything. Nah. Who even needs information? On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Then, begorra, loud thought and a wee scream woke me up with a fast start. There was a fella collapsed on the floor at me feet, so I set him up on the seat across from me. Then I turned to find out where that scream had come from, and bless my soul, what did I find? There was a child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away. Oh. I don't think she did it. I think she saw who did it, though. I've remained somewhat baffled, I confess. But from what I gather on the night in question, this young girl was indeed riding in the omnibus. Is that correct? 'Tis exactly as the defense counsel said. This last was the 5th passenger, my lord. Very well. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Are you ready, counsel? Yes, my lord. Or rather, no. I have no idea where to start. Oh well. The night in question, I took the back seat and the omnibus probably not at all. And when you first got onto the omnibus, were there any other passengers already on board? There were not. The cabin was empty and there was no one on the roof deck either. You were the first passenger, as it were, I see. Oh, and that's why I took the back side, as I did. It is the most comfortable, so it is. Could you explain exactly what you mean by the back seat? By all means, it's how you already described it earlier. The seat on the right, yeah. Talk about the seat opposite the one in which the poor gentleman who was stabbed was sitting. Like I said, tis the most comfortable and where I feel most at ease. And of course I enjoy gazing through the skylight from time to time as well. He's not saying anything. Then begorra, a loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fast start. A loud thud, you say? And a scream? Aye, that's right. How can I explain it? It was like the sound of someone falling to the ground. That sort of noise. So you'd think it was the sound of Mr. Mason falling to the floor, having been stabbed. Well, now you remember I was asleep at the time, so I wanted like to say. So when the sound woke me up and I opened my eyes, there was a soul to be seen in the carriage, but the fella on the floor. You didn't see anyone, but at the same time, you did hear a scream. From the seats above you on the roof deck, I presume? Not above me, no, my lord. It was from inside the cabin. But I wasn't altogether thinking about the scream. No, I was too stunned by the desperate sight before my eyes. There was a fella collapsed on the floor at my feet, so I set him up on the seat across from me. Oops. I wanted to press that one. You sat him up? The victim, you mean? That I did, on the seat across from me, as I said. I could plainly see the poor devil was already gone. And you wouldn't leave a dead man just lying on the floor now, would you? How polite. 'Tis common courtesy, so it is. How kind. I find that a little hard to believe. Oh, you finally speak. Our Lord Van Zeeks, now what would that be? You wake to find a man lying dead at your feet in a carriage. Any normal person would hail the cabman. Any upstanding member of London society, that is. Well, now as you know, I'm in something of a special line of business. The business of lending money at exorbitant rates of interest. Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for the help I offer them, and some would even see me dead. So I do try, where at all possible, to avoid getting myself in a tangle with trouble. So are you suggesting you were just going to leave the man there? That's funny. Heavens alive, no. I was always intending to report it, so I was. Only I had a mind to find out the whys and wherefores first. The whys and wherefores? Right you are. There were some details I wanted to understand before anyone else got to meddling. That wee scream I heard, for example. Won't your good self do just the same? Yes, the scream he says he heard at the same time as the thud of the victim collapsing. Then I tried to find out where the scream had come from, and bless my soul, what did I find?
Hold it!
I don't know why his accent completely changed. I can't keep up his voice. I thought he was going to be very one and done guy, like he wasn't going to talk that much. I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm sure you told the court that there was no one else in the carriage except yourself and the victim. Like, we established this for you. Is this really what we're questioning? So I did, sir, so I did. As far as I can see, that is. What do you mean by that? Well, now, it is a queer thing. The wee scream I heard as I woke up came from, if you'll excuse the vulgar expression, under me backside. Huh. Good gracious. Under your backside? So she was in the compartment? So I don't think she's the killer if she was under there. And when I lifted the seat on which I've been sitting, I found there was a wee cubbyhole there for storage.
Mr. Naruhodo, we can examine the omnibus ourselves, remember?
Yeah, we already did that. Yes, of course. The whole bus was submitted as evidence.
This would be a very good time to have a thorough look around inside.
We did that already. Do you want me to look again? Let's see, where's my song? Blah, 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 blah. This is a storage compartment, but there's nothing in here. It's totally empty. Something doesn't seem right here, but I can't put my finger on what it is. Okay. Wait, totally empty. Wasn't there stuff in there before? Did she rob it? I felt like it wasn't, because that was new dialogue. That's when I found her. There was a child in there all curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away. You say she was hiding herself. Aye, that's right. 'Twas hard to see in the dim lamplight, but she was all curled up in a wee ball. When our eyes met, well, me heart nearly stopped beating in me chest. Ugh, you're really overacting this. Still in all, I pulled her out from under there and sat on the seat opposite so I could have a wee chin wag with her. The seat opposite? That's right, just next to the dead gentleman there. You sat this young girl next to a corpse, sir? Well, as I'm sure I mentioned, gentlemen in my position can all too often find himself in mortal danger. So, I needed to find out just who the surgeon was, you see. And while I was in the middle of talking with her, I heard another scream. A fella's voice this time. Presumably that scream was Mr. First, who was sitting on the roof deck seats. Right you are again, I would say, sir. Looking down through the skylight, you must have seen this young girl and the gentleman with a knife in his belly. In other words, the previous witnesses did not, in fact, see you at all, Mr. McGilded. What they believed to be yourself and the victim was, in fact, this girl and the late Mr. Mason. Aye, my lord. I was, as I think everyone understands now, sat at the back of the carriage, out of sight. It is certainly plausible. The defendant is somewhat diminutive in stature, and relatively confused perhaps with this young girl. After that, of course, with a scream from the gentleman over us, the driver realized something was wrong and pulled up the horses. Thank you. I've heard enough. The events as explained are as clear in my mind. However, at least one conundrum remains. Who is the killer? Who is the girl? That too. Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. Gina. She's a chancer, runs across among large crowds, relieving people of their purses. What's commonly called a pickpocket. What? This girl here, a petty thief? Order! Order! Is this true, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade, you will answer the question. What the? How dare you? What is the meaning of this? The girl. She's gone. Open your eyes. Oh. Open your eyes. I'm over here. Good gracious. How? What was the point in that little sidestep?
I know what you lot are thinking. Grown-ups are all the same. This dirty little dipper, you'll say, slipped up and got caught on the job. She got herself backed into a corner, so she knifed the jet. Go on. That's what's in your heads, ain't it?
No, not at all. This is a court of law. We're here to determine the truth, not cast... Oh, okay. Hey, she's got different colors.
Look, knives are for cowards. Only thugs use weapons like that. All I need for what I do is these fingers. I'm a professional, alright. Maybe not in your eyes, but I got pride in what I do.
And plus, why would you try to pickpocket this guy who clearly looks like he'd have nothing? Let me guess. You don't count smoke guns among weapons for thugs.
Oh, this? Yeah, this was in a bag I lifted the other day. Down where they keep the four-wheeled drags. It's nice, ain't it? I like the pink best.
Do not wave that thing in my direction again. So, you admit that you were riding the omnibus on the night in question? Tis alright, lass. You could tell them the truth now.
Alright, yeah. It's just like the Irishman said.
The court accepts this girl, Miss Gina Lestrade, as a valid and significant witness in this case. Accordingly, young lady, we will now hear your testimony, if you please. You will tell the court exactly what happened in the omnibus on the night in question.
Alright, if I have to.
What the girl saw.
So I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses, just like always. But it was a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. I'll tell you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. Then after a while, I heard this loud bang. Nearly jumped out my skin, I did. And the scream just came out. It's because of that this swell found me, he did. Helped me get away, mind.
Yes, he let you go. I fail to understand why you would let the street urchin go, Mr. McGilded. Oh, 'tis simplicity itself, my lord. You see, she couldn't possibly have killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact. How? She was under the seat he was sitting on. As I'm sure I said before, sir. I was sitting right on top of the place where she was hiding herself. I think a demonstration is called for. This is where I sat that night. And the cubbyhole of which you have spoken is underneath this seat, I presume. Yes, it does appear just large enough to accommodate someone of the girl's stature. Aye, but of course, the wee lass was stuck in there. Because I parked myself on the seat for the duration. So you see, that's what let the last bolt. Oh, I knew that if the police had found her there, they'd automatically assume she'd done it. But I couldn't live with myself if a young life was ruined when all the time I knew she was innocent. Aw, that's nice. Even though you must have realized your action would result in your own innocence being called into question. Not at all, my lord. Not at all. I knew in my own heart that I was innocent. So I thought it was worth taking a punt on my own good name for the sake of the less fortunate lass.
My goodness.
What a perfect gentleman. My lord. This fine example of a man cannot possibly be guilty of a heinous crime like this. Is he switching? I'm ashamed of myself for ever doubting you, sir. Hey. Just that one lady now. Oh!
With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time.
Okay, are we done here? Do we not have to prove him innocent? We win! Jury thinks he's innocent. Saints alive! All 6 members of the jury consensual in their leaning to a verdict of not guilty?
Mr. Naruhodo, well, it must mean...
It must mean what?
That we're victorious!
I don't think so. I think the judge also has to do it. We've won? Are you sure?
Objection!
No, because we haven't... Oh! Okay.
If the sight of my iron-heeled Wellington offends, pray, do forgive the discourtesy. This really is a consummate example of the one monumental flaw in British judicial practices. Where evidence and reasoning should be paramount, emotion rules the day.
Emotion?
The witness's latest statement gives us a clear insight into his true nature.
What do you mean his true nature?
Do you really think Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission? After the incident, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by officers of the police. Obviously, the interior of this cubbyhole, as the witness put it, was included in their investigation.
Was there stuff in it?
The compartment under the posterior seat was full of the coachman's belongings.
Yes, she took it out. I don't think she did it, though.
It's noted in black and white here in the police report.
Good lord. Sorry about that, I had to run and take care of something.
The evidence has been tampered with. In order to corroborate Mr. McGilden's story, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seat.
What? Order! Order!
How could such a devious contrivance possibly have been effected, counsel? Naturally, we must acknowledge the deficiencies of the constabulary in allowing this to have happened. However, I assure you, when the omnibus was wheeled into the courtroom this morning...
Yeah, it had it in it. We saw that.
The compartment under the seat was not empty. Well, my Nipponese friend,
I agree, yeah. He's right. Me?
When the carriage was submitted as evidence,
Doubtless you examined it in fine detail, as would any self-respecting petitioner of the law. Pray, what did you find the condition of the under-seat compartment to be? Oh, to be sure, the young gentleman will be able to clear out this up in a jiffy. Sorry? Go ahead. You tell the court now, fella. Yeah, this is all an elaborate excuse by the desperate Lord Van Zeeks. He's right, though. Well, counsel, do you have something to say on this matter? How am I supposed to answer? What can I say about the state of that little compartment under the seat in the omnibus? It wasn't. I didn't look. I did look it. Yeah, it wasn't empty. I really don't know if giving this answer is helping my cause as counsel for the defense. But as far as I remember, at least. When I first examined the compartment, I'm fairly certain there were a number of articles inside it, yes. Are you sure, counsel? I'll be whist. What you saying now, you daft dow? I thought you were on my side here. I'm not gonna lie. What game are you playing? Your task is to defend the man in the stand. How would you say something that would compromise his position? Is that the wrong answer? 'Cause as the advocate for the defense in this trial, I confess I'm not entirely sure where I stand. But it seems to me that I should state what facts I do know as clearly and honestly as possible. Interesting. He's not altogether pleasing, fella. I'm simply telling the truth, Mr. McGilded. Oh, don't forget that you're supposed to be representing my best interest here, lad. Now then. The fella's memory is a curious thing and not altogether reliable. No, the court must consider the facts. That there are cubbyhole under the seat is as empty as the devil's heart, so it is. Do you think perhaps it would be in your best interest now to admit you might have been mistaken? Why do I feel like something's not right here? I should like the jury to weigh in on this matter, I think. That compartment is designed to house equipment used to maintain the smooth running of the carriage. The Guild's rules state that omnibuses should be properly and fully equipped at all times, so it certainly wouldn't have been empty on the night in question. Beppo isn't that irresponsible. That money-lending fleecer and the pick-purse are lying. I can't believe I was nearly taken in. The stinking rich are always stinkers. Nothing but cowards, the lot of them. What? Oh no. It's a trick. Of course it's a trick. Quite so. I must concur here. Oh no. Uh-oh, did I mess up? With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. Yes, but every time a different truth, it seems. My lord, I humbly exhibit the scales of justice. Clearly, a verdict of not guilty at this time would be wholly inappropriate. Thank you, counsel. But before we proceed any further, there is a matter of the outstanding cross-examination. Counsel for the defense, begin your questioning of the witness, please. Yes, my lord. What just happened? The whole balance of the trial just shifted almost beyond recognition. The Reaper of the Bailey is at work, it would seem.
Oh boy.
Well, here we are again, folks. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the stream. Let me find someone to raid really fast. Who's live? You're live. Let me spell out your name. Does that work? Is that working? Hello? Uh-oh, we're frozen. Oh no. Okay, that didn't work. Why is that not working? Why can't I raid you? Oh, because I'm spelling it wrong because I'm a dum-dum. We're gonna run out of song. There we go. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the stream today. Send some love over there, and I will catch you guys next stream. Thanks for tuning in. Sending you off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.